Hello, everybody. Jose Rodriguez here. It is Monday, May 15th, 97 degrees today. Yesterday was nice and cool. Very, very nice weather. So, if you guys watch my live stream yesterday, Sunday, um, I think I mentioned that jokingly about maybe midway through the live stream, Mike Cheney came on and I jokingly said something about the possibility of Print Prism 200 being something that would be coming out maybe in a few months. Oh, no, 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 no. He's working on it as we speak. Okay, the guy is out of control, right? So, um, one thing about 190 that I immediately was able to basically figure out, I did a profile for the Pro 200, and I'm using Precision Color Signature Edition inks. So basically, the best there is out there, other than of course OEM. So it was on a very low cost, commonly available paper from Staples. They call it super something gloss. Anyway, very glossy, really high quality gloss and coating on it, and it sells for like 20 bucks for like 50 sheets. So highly recommend that you buy that paper. I'm telling you, if you have a local Staples, who's gonna ask you, oh gee, Joe or Mike or John, um, what paper did you use? And it better have been a high quality paper. No, no one can tell that this is basically something from Staples, commonly available on their shelves. It's a house brand. And many of their house brands are actually made in Germany. So, again, top quality for the price you pay. And this profile, I'm telling you, did a magnificent job. And I'm not kidding you. Normally, I would say, okay, if it comes close to, say, something I create with my spectrophotometer, I have an i1 Pro 2, which is 1,500 bucks worth of technology, and I could make a 3-sheet chart profile, and it only has 1,600 patches, whereas the equivalent single sheet chart that you print and then scan without a spectrophotometer, it has over 9,000 patches. So, what does that mean? Well, it means a lot less interpolation required, right? So, so far, I have realized that, gee, my Spectra is going to collect dust. I'm going to disconnect it and basically put it away after I go ahead and calibrate my monitor just one more time, just for fun. I'll put it away and then revive it every 6 months to recalibrate my monitor. Um, yeah, it is amazing. Buy it now. If you are aware of how many scanners basically available on Epson and Canon all-in-one type printers have been already included, because a lot of the, say for instance, like many XP models have the same scanner. So however many models are out there, those are supported because they have the same scanner. The same thing with Canon all-in-one type printers. But you may ask, well, wait a minute, I don't have one of those. I have a Pro 1000. I have a Pro 10. Okay, I have a Pro 200, whatever. Well, you can buy like a $70 scanner, standalone scanner that is already been calibrated as a standalone. The name of it is on the Precision Colors or the what is it, DDS software, something like that. DDI software. Uh, Go in there and you can actually look up what printers are supported, and you will see again, also what standalone scanners are supported. And he purposely did it so that it is affordable. So I think he quoted this Sunday that for like $140 total, you are all set. You don't need to spend $600. Color Monkey used to be $500. I found mine cheaper, but that's besides the point. 500, $600 is what you will have to pay. Or if you go the real professional level, X-Rite, I went Pro 1, Pro 2, Pro 3. You're talking in the 1,500 to 2 grand scheme. Of course, you'll be able to calibrate your monitors, which is, of course, extremely important. But what I would suggest you do is don't worry about that. Find someone at your local photo club, whatever. Find someone on Facebook that owns one of those units. And all you have to do is just install their software and then calibrate your monitor using their instrument. Your monitor will be linearly neutral. Your monitor will be at the correct brightness level to your work environment. And I recommend a dark working environment. That way you can crank down the luminosity or brightness of your monitor so you don't, by mistake, decrease the intensity or the brightness of your images, which results in a dark print. And people don't realize that. Oh, my printer is printing dark. No, 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 no. Your printer is printing what you fed it. So you fed it a dark print, it's printing a dark print. That is why. And the reason it is dark is because you darkened it, because it was too bright in your out of the box, way too freaking bright also, and slightly blue, by the way, monitor. Okay. They are factory calibrated to give you the most pop possible so that you're impressed by them. Ever been to a store where they have televisions? Yeah, they're all overdone, over contrasty, oversaturated, sharpened, you name it, over everything. And yet they look amazing, right, to the untrained eye. They look absolutely unnatural. Okay? The world is not like that. So make sure if you want to create natural looking prints, make sure you calibrate your monitor to the correct brightness. If you have the adjustment for CDM2 on your software, set it to 80, not 140, please, 80. And that will be dark enough so that something that is black, it should not be activating any part of your screen. That black square should look dead, off. Nothing should be activated. Okay? Most of the time you see like a dark gray square and should be black. That's because your monitor is set too bright. So what should be black is actually being displayed as a dark gray. And of course you will darken that image so that it looks reasonably at the correct, density, resulting in a dark print. Okay? If you don't have a linearly neutral monitor, you will adjust your colors as well. So the same thing will happen. You will end up with the wrong color balance. You will end up with a black and white that is not neutral, and so on. And yeah, you don't want that, right? At least I hope you do not. All right, we have about 3 more minutes. But anyway, I will continue. I'm at school, by the way, waiting for Nathan, in case I didn't mention that. This morning I hurt my ankle walking down the stairs at the parking garage of Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. And I put a lidocaine patch. I got visitors coming this weekend. We're going to be walking through hills and rocks and stuff in Gettysburg. I better be good by then. So I'm hoping this is just a temporary, painful thing. And we hope to have a fantastic time this weekend. All right, what else? What else do I have to talk about while we have a few more minutes? Somebody mentioned that, and I had an issue where I started messing around, just kind of demonstrating what Print Prism would be if you're just a rank beginner, you're beginning to use it. There is a tab on the top that shows anything you have hooked on to your computer that contains a scanner, whether it is a printer like the 8550 or a Canon G620 or an XP 15000. All of those have scanners, and they will show up as a possible source for you to perform your scans of the printed charts that you create. So make sure you choose that. Make sure it is hooked on by USB. It must be USB. Okay. Both my 8550 and my, what is it, the XP 15000, all of those can be hooked on by both methods, either USB as well as Wi-Fi. You cannot do the scan by Wi-Fi. It has to be connected to your computer directly by USB cable. So keep that in mind. You have the choice of up to 5 stackable scans. With my spectrophotometer, I can go across one of the rows and then click again and go back across that same row. I get a double scan. It's supposed to be more accurate. Well, no. Print Prism gives you the ability of 5 scans that are stacked. If your paper has any kind of slight structure, like a texture or something like that, it pays to do the multiple scans, because it will give you, once it is all stacked on top of each other, the most accurate reading of all of those little color patches. The determination of errors will be looked at, it will be computed, and you will end up, before you know it, the profile is being created automatically for you. It's amazing. You can just go have a cup of tea and come back 5-10 minutes later and you are done. And then simply load that in QImage or whatever software you used to print with, and start printing on that paper that you profile and get great results. One recommendation, this is what most paper manufacturers will tell you. If it's a glossy paper, they will recommend what choice of paper to choose on your driver, whether it is a Canon or an Epson printer. And usually that means that the choice that they recommend is the same paper choice they used when they printed the chart. And they printed the chart or charts using off, no color adjustment, whether in the driver. And of course, they use a spectrophotometer, so the software does not apply color correction either. You are working in total raw conditions. Now, because you're just printing your chart that you get from Print Prism in QImage, hopefully, you have the option of turning that color management in the application itself, QImage that is, to off. And then the driver is also turned to off automatically for you. You don't have to even think about it. It is done for you. So someone like me, I'm going to be 77 this September. My memory is not what it used to be, okay? So I could forget unless I create a setting, which you can do in QImage, okay? What else can you ask for? All right, so that is it. Make sure you print that chart correctly. That way it will produce a perfect, almost excellent, perfectly better than anything you've ever used profile, which then will translate to gorgeous prints, assuming, of course, your monitor is calibrated. Okay, they are coming out. So I'm going to bid you all goodbye, and we'll see you again, possibly this Wednesday. I'll do another short video while we are sitting here waiting. I just got to come up with some topics to quickly address. Maybe some questions people may have that, maybe they asked me tonight. So I will discuss those on Wednesday. So thank you once again. We'll see you the next time. Happy printing, everyone. Bye-bye.